Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. If you don't hear me for any reason, please let us know. Welcome to our webinar on the recent updates communicated by AIMA. My name is Katia Pereira Batista, and joining me is my colleague Claudia Almeida Mendes. Together, we'll guide you through the next minutes to explain the changes affecting the Golden Visa application processes. As many of you already know, on December 26, 2024, AIMA issued a communication requesting updates to pending processes that have not yet been scheduled for biometrics appointments. The announcement caused, of course, considerable uncertainty and raised many questions to us, the representatives, but also, of course, for our clients and investors. In light of this confusion that was created, two clarification sessions were held by AIMA, one on January 9th in Lisbon and another one in January 14th in Braga. We were present at both sessions, and as you will learn, some contradictory information was given when we were attending. So many doubts still remain, but we prepared this webinar because we were receiving lots of inquiries, and we think it's important to share with our clients what is happening, what are the next steps, and what are we doing as a company to ensure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. So let's get started on these recent updates. To provide a little bit of context, AIMA announced a change in the analysis and scheduling policy for online registrations. From now on, older applications will be prioritized, and the process will become mainly digital, with requests proceeding electronically via the ARI portal. Additionally, all applications previously marked as under review and accepted, which were all that didn't already had, like we said, the biometrics appointment to be already scheduled, were moved to a new situation called awaiting submission. This means that it's necessary to review and update the documentation to all the processes to move forward. Please note that this, the intent of AIMA is to not having to resubmit all the documents to let them expire again, but try to mitigate the waiting period and the time that we are facing and experiencing. So we submit all the documents on the platform, they review the documents and give the appointment afterwards. So it's like they are requesting the documents before the appointment, but for the appointment, if I'm being making myself clear. AIMA has also emphasized the importance of following all the legal requests for the document submission, including the validity of the document, so we cannot submit documents that are already out of date, the certification, legalization, and translation of the documents, if applicable, of course. It is essential that the documents are submitted directly through the ARI portal, so please don't send any documents directly to AIMA. One important note: while the law allows the document in English to be exempt from translation if the officer understands the language, we consider this an unnecessary risk not to include the translation. And why? There's always a chance of encountering an office that does not understand the document, which would lead to a notification requesting the translation and thus delaying the process. Additionally, they requested that the criminal record to be translated, because the information needs to be adapted to the Portuguese legal standards, which requires a certified legal translation. If we don't join the translation, they will have to do it themselves, and probably they will notify us, and again, delaying the processes. So now we will explain what these updates specifically consist. Claudia was also in both the the sessions. So please, if you can move forward and take the stage.
Hello, guys. First of all, as always, it's a pleasure to be with you here. So, as Katia was saying, there were several new updates with the Immigration Office. The most important ones are that this new procedure requires that all mandatory documentation is updated to the Golden Visa portal, or what we call ARI portal. What does this include? So, the essential documents that the Immigration Office wants you to submit again are the criminal records for both the main applicant and the wife, and the children or family members that are older than 16 years old. So we need criminal records and the documents that prove that the family connections have changed if they have changed. So in other words, those marriage certificates, birth certificates, that although they are expired as of now, but they were not when we submitted the application first, will not need to be updated again at the platform, because the family connection did not change while you were waiting for this change to happen. So the most important are the criminal records, because the government will not give you a golden visa card or a residency card without proving that you have not committed any crime during this time. These documents need to be, again, legalized, so apostilled or certified by our Portuguese embassy in the countries that you are. If you're not, if your country or where you are is not have not signed the Hague Convention, and these documents will need to be certified by a lawyer, and this certification after the apostille or the legalization of our embassy will be done by us as lawyers, because the Immigration Office wants to make sure that the documents are true documents, and this legalization or certification by a lawyer gives them this additional protection or this additional confirmation that the documents are correct. Regarding the investment documents, we will request them on your behalf to either the funds or if you have requested or you have invested in a property, we will request those documents to the entities that you've bought the property from. We will request the declarations from the bank. So in terms of the investment, we will do that part for you. Important to keep in mind that all of these documents and obtaining these documents will incur in costs. So please don't be surprised if we ask you to pay additional fees for us to be able to submit your applications. After this, and if we submit all of your applications correctly and all your documents, and we have been asked by the Immigration Office that we only submit applications that are complete in order to prevent additional notifications and additional time lost, because they will notify us that something is not correct. So we will only resubmit your application once we have everything. But what happens in the appointments? In terms of the appointments, the Immigration Office has announced that they will schedule an appointment automatically after the applications have been updated at the portal. And this will follow a chronological criteria. So the timeline for this are between 30 and 90 days. And in some cases, or I would say in most cases, they will choose the place that you will be called for an appointment, and we cannot choose that, or you will not be able to choose. It's important to keep in mind that if you are from a nationality that does not require a visa to come to Portugal, let's say if you are from the US, if you are from Australia, if you are from Dubai, you will not need, you will probably be called in 30 or 16 days, because you don't need a lot of time and you don't need assistance from our embassy to get a visa, so it's easier to come to Portugal. If you are from a country that requests and needs a visa to come inside Portugal, you'll be given, they will try to give you 90 days for you to prepare beforehand. The processes will now be handled online. When we submit, and this will be applicable for new applicants too. So what the Immigration Office wants now is that all applications are done online. People from anywhere in the country or workers from the Immigration Office can analyze the applications. Even if you, let's say, even if you went to Lisbon to have your appointment, a person from a smaller town in Portugal and a worker from the Immigration Office in a smaller town can analyze your application, and then the processes are not all concentrated in Lisbon or in Porto. There are the big cities. As we have said, we will not be able to choose the place that will analyze the application or the place where you will be able to have your biometrics renewed. They will open more immigration offices for the collection of biometrics, but we cannot choose that the place where you will go for the appointment. So keep in mind that you might have to go to a smaller place from Lisbon or Porto, and you might have to go there and we as lawyers will accompany you, obviously, so the process can go smoothly. In the appointment, as always happened, the biometrics will be collected. The entry to Portugal will be verified by the entities, and some documents will be submitted in person, namely criminal records, and the rest of the documents they would have already on their file online. Family members, as of now, this update at what we call the Golden Visa portal online is only for investors. Main applicants do not have the option of submitting new documents online. What will happen is that they have to submit the documents at the appointment, at the physical appointment. And here, the worker with the Immigration Office will scan the documents, the passports, as they do already, and then the process moves forward, okay? It's important to keep in mind that when you have the appointment, the fees for the issuing of your residency card will need to be paid by card. Cash payments of the amount that the Golden Visa are required is not permitted by law, so you will have to pay it in card, and you will have to request that the bank give you authorization to pay the fees to have the cards issued. I will give you an example. Let's say that it's the main applicant, you have your wife and 2 children. You'll pay around more or less 25,000 euros at the time of the appointment, and you need to have the authorization from your bank to pay this large amount with your card, okay? We will assist with this process, so you don't have to, and we will keep in touch with your bank account manager so this whole process can be as smooth as possible for everyone. Important of what's the deadlines and priority processes, because IMA has a very big backlog. They've called all the lawyers to assist in resolving the issue that was inherited by IMA because of CEF. So in terms of the deadlines and prioritizing applications accepted between 2019 and 2021 will be prioritized for scheduling. And for these clients, and most of these clients that applied in these dates, 2019 to 2021, their application did not change to await await new documentation. So they will be called for an appointment, and this will be done chronologically. To proceed, the processes must be complete and up to date, including the payment of the fees. And it's important to keep in mind, please, that one of the biggest changes is that the IMA will not notify clients that they have to submit new documents or that documents are missing. They will do it once. They will not do it a second or third as they were doing previously. So we need to guarantee that your applications are as complete as possible before you go to the immigration office, before you are called for an appointment, and after that, okay? So in terms of the key documentation to submit, the most important, as I was already explaining, is the criminal record. You will not be given a golden visa or a residency card through the golden visa without proving that you don't have a crime, you don't have a criminal record in another country. For investors, it's still the same policy. You can choose either the criminal record from your nationality or your residency. However, you should choose the one that is most relevant in terms of your application. So if you have been, you're from the US, you have been residing several years in Dubai, let's say, you should bring what's most relevant, and that's the Dubai one, because you have been living there and that's where you stay longest and where you have been the longest. For the family members, it continues to be the same. Family members need to bring the criminal record from the country of origin and nationality and residency. And this continues to be the same. Other documents, marriage certificates, birth certificates, these documents do not need to be resubmitted if at the time of the first submission they were valid. But please be aware that if the immigration office by any chance thinks that the relationship, let's say between the main investor and his wife or her husband has changed, they can request new documents to prove that the connection still exists. In terms of the children, they don't need new birth certificates if the ones submitted first are still valid. Also important, if your children, in the meantime that you were waiting for application, became of age, you will need to bring the criminal record. You'll need to prove that they are still dependent on you, that they are in school, that they are still single. So all the documents need to be updated to the situation of today, okay? So if your child is now of age, then you need to prove that he's still a dependent on you. If the client has invested in a real estate property and the deed was not done and the promissory agreement was not, or the promissory agreement has a date of completion, and by some reason it was not completed and the deed is still not, has not been signed, then we need to explain the situation to the immigration office as why did that promissory agreement was not completed. And this is because immigration office want to make sure that the investor has indeed invested, that he did not buy a fake property and he did a fake investment, and they want to make sure that the person is given a residency card through the golden visa are indeed a person that deserves the golden visa because he did a real investment. Okay. In terms of the family reunification, family reunification will still be submitted at the same time as the investor's application. So if you are a new applicant of the golden visa, we will submit your application at the same time as your family. It's important to keep in mind that at this moment, for clients that already submitted their application, only the main applicants are called to submit documents. The rest of the family members will need to bring their normal documentation at the immigration office at the day of the appointment. The immigration, we asked the immigration office if the family is going to be called at the same time, or if it's going to be first the main applicant and then the family members. They gave us an answer that they will try to call everyone at the same time, but they cannot guarantee that some main applicants will be called first, then the families. Okay, and this in terms, we cannot guarantee that we will be able to request that the main applicant's appointment is rescheduled to accommodate the rest of the families. So please try to come as soon as we give you an appointment, because then we don't know where the immigration office will be able to give you or reschedule your appointment, and we don't want you to be lost in the thousands of applications that they want to, that they will call. Okay. In terms, very important for the clients that already have a residency card, they are waiting for the renewals. It's unfortunate to give you this information, but renewals are not a priority to the immigration office at the moment. Under our law, and they expect that the law continues to extend the validity of the cards, under our law, all residency cards that expired from 2020 until now will be valid until June of 2025. And they are expecting that the government will continue to extend this law. In other terms, because under the law the card is valid, they will not, the renewals are not a priority as of now. This is important. Then, unfortunately, the immigration office does not have manpower to deal with concessions and renewals. And there's no automatic renewals again. They will not come back. When they resume renewals, it will be done exclusively in person. And this was information given by the higher the higher ups in the immigration office. I'm sorry. So don't expect automatic renewal. In the meantime, for those that are really desperate to receive the renewal of the residency cards, and we understand the need to have a residency card, especially if you travel a lot around the Schengen area, is that you file a legal injunction against the immigration office, or in other terms, a summons procedure against the immigration office. In very simple terms, what this means is that you will file a lawsuit against the immigration office, and with the valid decision from the courts, the courts will force the immigration office to give you an appointment to renew your residency card. However, please note that on January 23rd, we will have another session like this one that we're having here, where the colleague from the litigation department will explain all of this process, what it entails, what you should expect, what are the requirements. So please feel free to come, and you are, as of now, invited for that. You will receive an email with the information.
Thank you so much, Claudia, for your insightful help. This is all new to us as it is to you. We are doing our best to keep our clients informed. So are you wondering what the next steps are? So we already submit an email to all our clients, okay? This email was informative, and since we are getting lots of inquiries, I know that emails change. Sometimes we talk with the spouse and not with the main applicant, and our platform only allows one email per client. So we send the emails to the main applicant. So if you did not receive this email because it went to the spam box, or because your email is not up to date or in our platform, let us know so we can resend it. But it's mostly what we have covered here today, these new changes and very short information of what we have obtained. We started already analyzing each application selected for the documents resubmission. So we have the online platform, the ARI platform, where we submitted our clients, and the status of the process is shown. And we collect all the clients that were in the new status, and we are starting to inform all our clients. Please bear with us, because we have, fortunately, thousands of clients, and we need to go one by one. We don't want to send a general email telling you to submit the documents, because this would only generate more emails for us and more doubts for you. So be patient, because we are going through all our clients, but still you can start gathering the documents. If you did not have the biometrics appointment yet, this is important, you can start requesting the criminal record, because it is going to be the one that for sure you will need to resubmit. We, of course, keep monitoring all the information that we have from IMA. We were at, like I said, 2 informative sessions. In one city, they told something, on the other city, it wasn't exactly as they told in Lisbon. So we, between colleagues, are trying to get a sense of what we are requested on this new task force. So we don't be alarmed if tomorrow we say something that today we said it wasn't exactly like that, because we are still learning and they are still releasing information about this. The only thing that we know is that those clients will need to resubmit documents, will be called upon hopefully 30 to 90 days, and we need to do this as soon as possible. So we are not overlooking all the rest, but we are prioritizing this situation. Other thing that's important, if any of our clients is watching that needs to renew a card, at this point, we don't have more information than the one Claudia already told. So please do not keep asking for updates. There's no updates. The renewals are closed for now. So they will not prioritize renewals. They said in specific cases, maybe they will do it, but we don't know what specific cases are. All the renewals, we requested appointments, so they have the information on the renewal being pending. simply we will not have any updates on the near future. So feel free to, I see that we already have a couple of questions from the viewers. Feel free to drop your questions now so we can attend to them. If you remember something afterwards, you can always contact us. I think all of you have our contacts, but still they're on screen. And you can contact me or Claudia. It's our general email. You can do and ask away. We prefer that we have everything as clear as possible than to have you with doubts. But of course, bear with us because we have lots of inquiries right now. So I'll go through the questions that we have here. So the first one is regarding the deadlines to submit the documents. So if I'm not mistaken, we don't have a deadline. What they told us was this will be, they started yesterday with this new process, and they will be analyzed as they are going to be submitted. So you don't have a deadline, but of course, the sooner we submit the documents, the sooner you should be called upon. If for any reason you are not able to travel to Portugal within the next 3 months, we would recommend that we do not submit the documents until you know that you are ready to travel, because you can be one of the lucky ones and be called within a month or two. And if you cannot come, I assure you that it will be very, very difficult to reschedule these appointments. So the next one, it's for Claudia, but I think she won't mind if I go ahead. It's from one of our clients, and it's saying to only submit the criminal records. Yes, the criminal records, normally the clients can choose between the country of origin or the country of residence. What they told us was, if you are residing for over 10 years in a country, it doesn't make sense for you to join the criminal record of the country of origin. So you choose the one that is most relevant for you and for your situation. But yes, you can choose. Regarding the family, like we said, the information that we have, this is one of the information that it's not very clear. It's that only the main applicants are going to be called. Why am I saying that it's not clear? Because in the second session that we went, someone said that they need to submit all the documents from all the applicants, but the platform itself does not allow it. Okay, so we can only, as of now, we can only submit the main applicants. So even if we have the documents for the rest of the family, the online platform does not allow us, as of now, to submit the family. Since hopefully you will all be called at the same time, you need to get the documents for all the family. Okay, so you need to send us and to submit the main applicant, but we will need for the appointment all of the family. So please gather the documents for everyone, not just the main applicant, but for us, yes, only the main applicant. Our client Jack is asking if he moved about 14 months to a new country, if he can join the country from both in which he resides or residing right now. Since you are over a year living in that country, you can choose, if you have your address there and everything, your life there, and is over a year, you can choose the one that you are living currently. Okay, so you will not need to go back to the other country to have the criminal record requested where you live now, as long as it is for over a year. Yes, please. I'll pass it to Claudia so I can breathe for a minute.
So, let me see. So we have another question. Should we start requesting the criminal record just for the main applicant or the whole family? In the case that you are, and in the next question is the validity of the criminal record. The criminal record is valid for 3 months under the Portuguese law. So if you are from a country that do not need a visa to come to Portugal, we expect, but we cannot guarantee, that your appointment will be given in less than 90 days. The main applicant and the family members. So you can request the whole family, for those that need the criminal record, you can start requesting that. If you are from a country that do not need a visa. And this is if the immigration office is able to do what they are promising, giving appointments. If you are from a country that requires a visa, and although they will try to give you an appointment in 90 days, we might suggest that you only do the main applicants, because then we can submit the main applicant first. They will give at least 90 days for the appointment, and then in those 90 days you request the rest of the family, just to guarantee that we don't lose criminal records and you don't have to resubmit. Okay, although the immigration office are trying to promise that they will give an appointment in 90 days, but as you already know, we never know what the immigration office is going to do, or if they're going to be able to comply with what they're saying. Another question: do we need to prove that children are now studying in university out of home country? Children are older than 18 now. You need to prove that your children are studying in university. It needs to be a declaration from the university, either from your country of origin or your country or outside, if they're doing an international program or studying abroad. They need a declaration from the university stating that they are studying the course that they are studying, if they are part-time or full-time in the degree, a declaration from the university, either from from your home country or if the child is abroad. So in terms of the period of the 5 years for being citizen, and this is a very good question, it will still count from the first time of submission of your application. That will not change, because this is a resubmission of your application, but you will not pay a new analysis fee. So it's from the moment that you pay the analysis fee, back in either 2021 or 2022 or whatever, when you submitted the application. So another question is, in the renovation, we need to bring, or we need to attach a new bank declaration, or it's not necessary. It depends on the type of the investment. If you have invested in a property, real estate, then you don't need a new bank declaration, because that did not change. If you have invested in funds, then you need a new declaration, because of some reason the fund might have been liquidated, or the client might have decided to liquidate the fund. So a new updated document is necessary. What if we are from a country that does need a visa to Portugal, but we have an active Schengen visa? So in that case, they will give you, although I don't think they have the information of the clients that have a Schengen visa, valid one, they will try to give you an appointment in 90 days. But let's say you already have a Schengen visa, you don't need any appointment from the consulate. You will be called, you can come. If they call you in 1 month, perfect. If they call you in 3, you still have a visa. You'll not have any you'll not have a problem coming inside. There are clients that even 3 months for the time to get a visa might not be sufficient. But for those that can come, already have a visa, or their passports allow them to come, then just come when we ask you, when we let you know you have an appointment with the immigration office. Please try to come. I understand that sometimes, or most of the times, you have business meetings, you have, your children are studying, having exams. We understand that. We know it's difficult to drop everything and come to Portugal in a heartbeat, but please, please, please try to come, because we cannot guarantee that the immigration office will give you an appointment, or we cannot guarantee when the immigration office will give you an appointment, and we want the immigration office to be able to resolve these issues for you to have your residency cards, so they can move then for the renewals, and you can move for the nationalities, the Portuguese nationalities, or the permanent residencies, and or renewals of your residency cards. So please, again, try to come to these appointments when they are given to you. What's the document that we recommend to prove that you have stayed in Portugal? And this is for renewals only. You should bring, or you should bring to us, when you complete the 14 days in Portugal, you should bring us invoices with your NIF numbers. So your Portuguese tax number, you should request one invoice per day at least with your NIF number. These documents can be car rentals, when you rent a car. If you are in an Airbnb, you request that the host issues an invoice with your NIF number. If you stay in a hotel, if you go to a restaurant, if you go to the zoo, if you go to if you buy at Zara or at one of the not so expensive shops, you should request an invoice. One, at least one per day, until you complete the 14 days in Portugal. Other question is, I have family members I want to add to my application that have not been added yet. Yes, we can, and we recommend that everyone that needs to be resubmitted, because you 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 thought this through, and you want to bring your parents, you want to bring your in-laws, you had children in the meantime. Everyone that you want to bring to the application, it's the time to do it, because hopefully when we submit the application, the main applicant, and then everyone that is under that applicant and main applicant will be called to the immigration office. So everyone, the in-laws, the parents, everyone that was not, the baby that was born in the meantime, everyone hopefully will get an appointment, and they don't have to wait years for the analysis of their documentation. Other question is if the declaration from the university needs to be legalized with an apostille. It depends on the country that you are. If it's the country that has signed the Hague Convention, let's say the US, Brazil, Turkey, Katya? No?
Yes.
Turkey, the apostille is enough. If you are from a country that has not signed the Hague Convention, then you need to have it legalized by our embassy in the country that issued the document. So it really depends on where that document was issued. If yes, it's correct that we will contact the funds to request the declaration stating that you have done the investment. All documents regarding the investment, so funds, if you have a fund, the fund declaration, the bank declaration, if you bought a property, the permanent certificate, the tax declaration stating that you have kept the property. All of those documents will be requested by us as your lawyers. From your side, we only need your personal documents because we are not in your countries, and unfortunately, as much as I would love to go to the US to request criminal records, I can't, or Dubai or Brazil, and spend some time doing that. I cannot. So personal documents, you need to request it. Business documents and funds and investment documents, we are the ones that will do it for you, okay? How many days would we need to spend in Portugal for the biometric appointment and other steps to be completed in person? In the biometric appointment, if the family is done at the same time, it will be hopefully done at the same time. If the family is very big, it might not be possible to accommodate everyone at the same time, so they might give you a second day. They will divide the family, so we cannot tell you how many days you'll need to spend in Portugal. Once we give you the appointments, and we'll let you know you have appointment on this date, your husband or your wife has in this date, the rest of the family have on those other dates, then you can decide how many days you want to spend in Portugal. Question. Other steps to be completed in person. There's no other steps because we will gather the documents and go with you to the immigration office. What you need to expect is that at the date of the appointment, you will collect the biometrics, you will take a picture, have your fingerprints collected. You will need to pay for the cards to be issued, and that's it. It's the same in terms of the appointment. It's the same process as it's always been. Okay. So we have a very important question, and that's if we put the application, or we push the button and we put the application again in the status of it's under analysis, but we do not have submitted the documentation updated, we cannot revert the situation. And this is very important to not do. The immigration office has been requesting that we submit the applications complete because they do want to resolve the backlog of thousands and thousands of applications to be approved. So we will not, I think I'm speaking for the law firm, we will not submit an application if it's not complete, because then the client loses time, we will be notified again, and the immigration office don't want to notify us because that's time lost. And we want to make sure that this application and process is as smooth as possible. So we cannot revert the state of the application, nor do I think we will submit applications that are not complete. Okay? Olha quanto quiser.
So let's switch. If our application was submitted in January 2023, does that mean that we fall outside the priority window Claudia mentioned? So what IMA said was that they were prioritizing the submissions between 2019 and 2021 because this is the period that caused more problems. Okay, so you will not fall out of this priority because all the clients, all the applicants that submitted the applications and were not called for the biometrics are the same boat. Okay, so if you submit the application last month or over 2 years, you will be requested to resubmit the documents. Of course, if you submitted last month, we will need to do nothing because the document will be hopefully up to date. But still, it's a step that we need to take. but you will be called on this task force that they are doing, as they are calling all the other clients. What they said was these ones are the ones they will be paying more attention, because there were clients that missed the appointments during the COVID period, and those clients are the ones that were left behind, because it was like they went to the back of the line. So they are trying to move this along. So Eliad is asking if we are supposed to wait for an email from you to tell us what we need to resubmit, and are you submitting the documents on the portal, or we do? So hopefully only we have access to the portal. And if you do have access to your portal, please don't submit anything before talking to us. What we are doing is going through all the clients that we have on the platform, and we are contacting one by one by email, and letting them know that they are in this situation and what documents are specifically needed in this situation. Of course, you can send an email and we will check and let you know, but even if you don't, we are going through all our clients. So yes, please wait for an email or send me an email and we will look, but we are going through all the documents. And please, again, don't submit anything without talking to us. Yes, I would appreciate if you would give us some time, because if we have all our thousands of clients requesting updates on their specific process, what will happen is we are answering emails and not working. And we now have a big team working on this task force, but still, like I said, we have thousands of clients. So hopefully within 1 week we will be able to notify all our clients. If you feel for any reason uncomfortable, you can send an email. I'll reply you as soon as possible. One thing that's important, most clients are under my supervision or Claudia's, but we alone cannot do everything. So if you receive an email from another colleague, don't think that you changed lawyer. You didn't. We just have this task force and have other colleagues helping us on our clients, okay? So if you can, please wait for the email. We really appreciate it. If you feel uncomfortable for any reason, send us an email and we'll reply. Yes, we can send you the summary of the meeting. We will try to, I don't think, don't know if it's possible, but if it is, we will put it online for you to revisit whenever you want, and we will send it by email so you can access the recording of this session. Again, any doubts you have, please send email. Calls are very difficult to answer right now, okay? So don't take it personally. We are not avoiding you. It's just very difficult to do everything at this point.
So, another question we have received: what are the legal fees we will owe for this resubmission? And as I understand, this change is costing applicants more than we planned. I was at the session here in Lisbon, and they call one lawyer per firm. I was the one going there, and it was in person. Yes, they are very aware of the situation. They know this is a request that not a good one. They are very aware that you've done a very big investment, and that this is not maybe fair, but this is unfortunate, the situation, and this is what they had to do in order to guarantee that they can resolve the backlog and that they can be or again become a good institution in Portugal, because before COVID, a normal golden visa would take around 6 months from the submission to for until the time that you receive the residency card. So they want to go back to those days, and for that, unfortunately, they do need to ask you new documents, so the applications can become online, so everything can be done online, and people that don't have a lot of work in other places can be responsible for this analysis of the application, and so we move forward. In terms of the legal fees, our email will have the legal fees that this application, this resubmission will intake, although the first email that you all have should received in your emails already has the legal fee, and if I'm not mistaken, it's 550 per application.
Yes.
Per application. So, nevertheless, our email will have that information again. What is the cost of the biometric appointment and residency cards for main applicant and one dependent spouse to be paid through the local ATM? So these are the legal fees that you normally pay once the residency card or your application was approved. In other terms, and I don't have the legal fee, the fees from the immigration office here in my head, but it's around 2,500 euros. But again, our email will have all of the information. Important, the 6,500 and ish some euros is per application. So if you have how long your family is, you need to multiply that by the number of family members. But again, our email will have all of this information. The emails that we will exchange with you after this, once we let you know what the documents are, we'll have this information. So, and we'll have the whole information, so you are aware of that. My son turned 16 on 10th of February. Does he need a criminal record to resubmit? Yes, because we cannot guarantee that he will be given an appointment until 20th of February. And even after that, let's say that he's given an appointment on the 1st of February. By the time that someone is analyzing the documentation, and because your son will probably be 16 at that time, we don't want to be notified of the need to bring a criminal record. So we want to make sure that we think ahead, okay? So yes, he will need a criminal record. We have another question that it's if bringing these new documents implies having the other older documents being deleted. No, we were not advised by the immigration office to delete the documents that we submitted first. And we need to attach new ones. And this is very important because for family members, they will see that the documents submitted first were valid at the time of submission. So we will not eliminate anything from your golden visa portal. Okay, we will add on but not delete anything, and this is, the team was informed. We only resubmit. We don't eliminate anything. We don't delete anything from the portal. We have reached our we don't have any more questions. I don't know if you guys still have any questions. We have someone writing. Okay, this will be this will be the last question that we will answer, because we were going to be doing this for an hour. We will have more sessions like this, because we understand that after our email, or even after this, you'll have additional questions. So we will have more sessions like this. The next one will be with the colleague from the litigation department and Katia to explain better the situation. And we will have, I think, two for additional questions, and because we might have new updates with the immigration office. Oh, the last one is thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Thank you so much for your very nice questions. We understand this is very difficult for everyone, but we are here to assist you with everything that we can. We want you to have your residency cards. We want you to become Portuguese citizens. We want you to be able to travel around the Schengen area without any issues. So we will assist you the best that we can in this process, and we hope that you help us in this process too, so we can move forward and no one is left behind, and we go ahead with this super task.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Claudia, for always assisting. This was wonderful. I hope that everybody had at least a glimpse what it's going on. And like I said, feel free, send us emails. We'll do our best to reply, and hopefully we'll see you very, very soon. Thank you again. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.